Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of the Track Talk podcast. I am Sam, and on the other end of the line I am joined by... Yeah, I know, exactly, on the line.
Max, what year is
funny
this?
Story,
what
not funny
line
story,
are we on?
but I was at a party the other week and I met a lovely lady called Pat, and she was telling me about her first job, and she was one of the people that would connect the lines to like New York and London, and you know I don't know the exact job title. Do you know the job title, Max? Might be. I have no idea, but it actually sounded very interesting. I was slightly bevied, so I can't remember like the intricacies of this. No, this was actually at the wedding a couple of weeks ago, and ever since I've said line, it has reminded me that she was telling me all about her job. It was genuinely fascinating. Do you ever get that, Max, where like you talk to someone and you're like fascinated by like their past lives or jobs or whatever, like especially those of the older generation? Yeah. Anyway,
I get that. I get that all the time.
Older generations, we're a very old track. Was one of my favourite tracks on the calendar, but as we're going to get into today, Max, I'm not very happy with Spa. Are you? I'm not very happy.
No, I think Spa is a classic circuit. However, it's been kind of
not to its fault.
Butchered.
I think the track's just. I read like an analysis of the track the other week, right?
No.
The other day actually, just after the race or just before the race. That apparently the reason this track is like getting worse and worse, and like the cars are getting closer and closer, and you know it's getting more boring, is because you can take most of the high speed corners flat, so there's no limit for the drivers to find because all of them are just on the limit. Do you know what I mean? Like they can't really push the maximum during the corners. What's your opinion on that?
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
I think it's more the cars than the actual circuit. I think because they're just too fast to me. Like I hope 2026 they actually limit the downfall. I don't know if they actually are supposed to, but
yeah.
We saw a very, very dull race, if we're being brutally honest.
Yeah, because I was meant to go
it gave
to
us flashbacks to 2021, which is
and
not
then I didn't because of COVID. It got cancelled, and I got all my money back. But if I went there, I would have been Bobby boiling. I would have been fuming, but I think I would have just been as equally as fuming as this one, right? Because Max said it perfectly, right? Max Verstappen, not you, Max, unfortunately. Sorry, man. He was saying something like, "Why are you giving us like wet tyres and not letting us race? Like it would have been a classic race in the wet, and you've just kind of taken that away from us." And I've said this. I said this just after Silverstone as well, didn't I? Why are we under safety car for so long at Silverstone, and why do we not just put the wet tyres on here? I don't get it. I don't get why we have these tyres and we're not using them. What do you think?
I think it isn't the fact that we didn't use them. Is that even if we did use them, I feel like the issue would still be the same. Like it's Spa's issue with visibility, because it has a lot of undulation. Like I think quote me if I'm wrong, but I think it's the track with the most elevation.
Well, the only one
I don't want
to
claim that when it's actually felt false, but I think it's up there with the most.
Yeah, I could see this. I could see that being right, to be honest, man.
Yeah, but I think this is the most elevation, and I was going to say that kicks off, massive. Spray. I think that's more the issue. So the wet tyres would just disperse more water, so it would have been better for racing, but obviously the spray would have been worse. That's the reason why. But that doesn't mean that we should have a wet tyre, which is useless because it just doesn't get the spray. I know they tried spray guards a while ago, but they just didn't work. Yeah. I was going to say. I do think they are very, very, very cautious with wet races these days.
Yeah.
I was going to say just quickly that we could sort of give our race rating now if you want, but for me it's
that's generous. I'm genuinely giving it a 1.
I
generally like. Because so I was okay as every.
It wasn't when it got to kind of like wet, dry.
F1 races. I'm either
in
somewhere.
Between, there was one line. Yeah, there's one line, and that was it.
Yeah, there was like, it was what was I going to say with the I was at this christening, right, and I'd rush back, and obviously like, Will, our friend Will, he lives just opposite the road from me, and I got back and there'd been like 5 laps or something already, and obviously I would have missed the whole race, but because of the red flag, actually that helped me. And he just came round and we were both just sat there like, this is shite. There's actually like nothing I could comment on, because I saw, I don't know if I can admit this, but I had the F1 on in the car on my Apple CarPlay, and I did see Norris overtake Piastri overtake Norris while I was at a red light, luckily. But apart from that, I think I just missed all the action.
That was basically it. That was the one thing that happened during the race.
Yeah.
I kind of think of this like on the note of, I mean, we'll talk about Spa first, but on the note of the kind of start of the race, which is the only kind of intriguing bit, I feel like partially it's on Norris, like going too early, but also I feel like Spa is a track where it's a slipstream fest all the way up to that right left chicane. Like, it's like we've seen it before with, through goes Hamilton or Vettel or Verstappen. Like, if you're like, it's almost like Russia used to be, like at Sochi. Like, if you start third, it's actually better than starting first, because you get a run. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And on a side note, real quick, I miss Sochi, but carry on.
You miss? Oh, you're the only one, bro.
Really,
bro?
You don't miss
bad.
Sochi?
It was so bad, bro. Let's be honest. It was so bad.
I liked it. I'm sorry.
No. There was one good race,
really
which was 2021, but then it was 2021. So
which is probably one of the only ones I watched.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's why I'm a bit biased.
I was gonna say 2021 was one of the only good races there, like, because every race in 2021 was good.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say, on that note of it being a rolling start, I do feel like Norris should have done a little bit better there. Off the start. However, having said that, it should have been a standing start because it was so dry. Like, I get the whole the whole right side of the grid would have been dangerous because they would have been also like a lot slower than the left hand side of the grid, but that's just how F1 is. It isn't fair all the time.
The game's a game. Do you know what I mean?
However, I do think that Belgium is weird because usually pole, like starting first place, is on the outside of the first turn. So you have like pole sitter, P2 is like second, but is obviously starts behind pole, but is on the inside so that they have a clean line if they want to send it up the inside. But with Spa, it's weird because the pole sitter starts on the right, so that means they're on the inside, which means they have to swing left and then swing back right. Like, it's a really weird. Like, I don't know anywhere that does it.
Yeah.
Like, you can see, Sam, you're on pole here, right, on the left, but you're actually on the inside of the corner. So I'm on the right. If you see what I mean. I'm on the racing line. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, I see what you mean. Wait, no, I'm on the right, aren't I?
Yeah, you're on the right, but I'm saying you would normally be on the left if it was like a normal track.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah.
Do you see what I mean? Because you're on the right. You have to swing left to go right.
Well,
do you see what I mean?
Do I do that? Let's have a look. I do.
I think he keeps the inside, do you? See, you have to swing. See, look, the race line's on the outside. So just see what I mean?
Yeah. And I just about made. Well, actually, that was alright. Actually, it wasn't too shabby.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. But apart from that, like, there's nothing else to really speak about. What were you going to say, sorry?
Well, I was going to say, it was delayed for a while, yeah, but we could have got racing and then had like a red flag period, and then they could send them out again. Like, I don't understand why it was a red flag until it was. Also, on that topic as well, why is it we have to wait till it stops raining to then have a 10-minute countdown to like it starting? Like, they should just have a 10-minute countdown just as the rain's gonna stop, if you see what I mean. So that by the time
it's like drizzling and they don't see it on the radar.
Yeah.
Or something like
so
that,
by the time it's dry,
but
by the time it stopped raining, there's still like wet track, but it isn't pissing it down. Whereas what we had here was people waited so long that it was basically dry, and it was just the most depressing thing in the world.
Yeah.
Because everyone pitted on the same line except Norris, but that was only because he didn't want a double stack, but everyone else pitted basically.
We need to speak about the Norris bottle job, actually.
The
only other thing that happened. I respect that, as I say every single week, these guys are always going to be better drivers than me, and I'll never come close to them. But I don't understand, and someone tell me wrong, prove me wrong. I don't get how you bottle that so. Not so easily, but like he lost about 4 seconds over those 20 laps. Do you know what I mean? Due to locking up and stuff like that. And maybe I'm uneducated about the sport in this area, but I just feel like you can't, when you're in a championship fight, it's races like these where you have a tyre advantage, you have a strategy advantage, you have every single advantage, you got to lock in.
I kind of I do agree with actually what you're saying here. Like, he should have been a lot closer. However, I think Brundle said I think it was quite illuminating what he said, because I thought he would go in on Norris and say he shouldn't be making those mistakes, but he actually said he's pushing every single lap, like doing qualifying laps. And he says, if you do 10 qualifying laps, 2 of them you're going to go off the track, which I actually think is so illuminating, because I didn't really think about it. I thought like you, he's just bottled it. But like, if you think about it, if you're pushing on like the F1 game to do 20 laps, qualifying laps, you're going to mess up 2 of them, aren't you? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but like again, this is not me.
And people say like Piastri wouldn't make those mistakes, but I disagree. I feel like he would have made those, like at least one of the mistakes.
No, I agree he would have made those mistakes, but also you can't make those mistakes if you want to be a world champion. Do you know what I mean? It's just one of those where like if you're world championship material, you're gonna lock in for those 20 laps.
Yeah, I do agree, but I also think that the team fucked his strategy over, because if he was going on the hard tyres if they double stacked, he would have had like a 4-second gap maybe, but he had like a 9-second gap, so he was never going to win. I don't think. I saw that gap and I was like, that's not coming down. And the only way, like, it was kind of lucky like that the Haas did that, because in any sort of conventional way it wouldn't have happened. Like I know I'm a Norris fan and all, but like I genuinely don't think that was winnable. Like it could have been winnable.
But I don't think that was winnable.
I think it was winnable if Piastri made a mistake, which obviously he didn't, because he was just managing the pace.
No, I think Norris could have won that any day.
Okay, no, I disagree. Because my thing here is like the whole thing about having to do like banging quali laps every single lap, whereas Piastri was just managing the pace. Like, it's different if you're managing pace as opposed to like trying to push every single lap.
Yeah, but if he didn't lock up on those turns, he would have been within DRS range. DRS range wasn't.
But also, overtaking is one thing, and passing is another.
Well, okay, right. I'm not saying that every day of the week he would have won it, but I'm saying he should have been within at least 2 to 3 seconds.
Oh no, I'm still saying it's a bad performance because he lost the lead. But I feel like people are making a big thing of him being a bottle job. Like, it was one moment and one lock up.
Yeah, he is being unfairly hated at the moment as well. I feel like that's the weird thing about F1 is they just hate
certain people.
I've noticed they just hate, but they just hate whoever's winning, right? Like they'll hate whenever George wins, right?
Yeah,
they'll hate on him for winning.
Yeah.
And then
whenever Verstappen wins,
whenever Verstappen wins, they're fine. But now everyone's loving Verstappen all of a sudden
because he isn't winning.
Do you know what I mean?
No, it's like you see it all the time. You see it with Vettel when he went to Ferrari and started to be shit, and then everyone loved him after dominating Red Bull, and then Hamilton when he was
it's the same
doing
for Hamilton
bad.
Now. Everyone hated Hamilton in 21. Like, not that many British people were backing Hamilton in 21.
But now
because they were like, I just want this dominance to win. But now everyone's loving him. Don't get me wrong, he's the GOAT. But like, I've never been a Hamilton fan. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but you like respect him more.
Every British person is a Hamilton fan, right? But I'm not a Hamilton fan.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree with that as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
But literally, this is the only thing to talk about because actually, one thing about the wet race, I think Verstappen would have been a lot closer to the front if there had been that rain, because he literally went for a wet setup in qualifying, so he qualified worse off, thinking it was going to rain for longer, which is a smart move, I thought. And then for them to delay the start that long, I was like, this is kind of unfair on him because he gambled on this being a wet race.
Maybe that's why he was moaning about the wet tyres.
Yeah, I think he's valid to be moaning about that. Like, it's so annoying.
I don't get why we've had this is our 3rd wet race this season. 4th?
Maybe not.
I can't remember, and we haven't even had hot wets in half of those. Maybe even more.
Yeah.
I know for Silverstone and for this we did.
It's wild.
Maybe was it wet in China this year? I can't remember. No. Blooming out. We've gone to some depths here, Max, haven't we, to try fill some space?
No, I was just gonna say it's only lap 3. I was gonna say about just the general race. We should probably touch on Ferrari bringing this crazy new upgrade that's going to make him really fast.
We were saying this while we're recording this. So for a bit of context, usually we do the race recording and this recording on the same day. But when we're in the race, we'll have me and Max will just catch up about life, and then in this we'll catch up about the race over the weekend. But we did say in this race that when we were doing qualifying, we were like, they'll gain like what, a tenth, 2 tenths in quali, and in the race just no difference whatsoever.
Well, I feel like
it's so bad.
I don't know. I don't know if football is like the same as this or like any other sport, but F1 journalists are super optimistic. I think like they're always like, this could give Ferrari like a second, they could come to the front, and like it never does. Like I'm always pessimistic whenever someone says like massive upgrade. I always think, because of the rate that everyone else is developing, that's probably only like a 2 tenth advantage. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas like, I think it was when McLaren actually had gained like half a second, whenever it was like in 2023, I was actually shocked because like, I was like, that never happened. Like,
yeah.
Like,
no, I remember that this like so vividly because I was like, what?
Yeah.
So we're like literally in between 16th and 20th most races weren't.
Yeah, that never happened.
All of a sudden now. Mate, I remember as well, like when they were that low down, I was like, wow, this team is falling badly.
And then within 2 seasons, they're dominating. Like,
crazy.
They got a 1-2 here, even though arguably one of their drivers was quite bad during the race. Like, like they were so clear. Like McLaren, like, because constructors, as I said before, they have like 500 points to like Ferrari's 200. Like, it's actually insane.
Yeah.
Where do you think they'll get to at the end of the season? So if they're on, wait, what are they on now? They're on 500 and something. I'm just gonna have a quick look. Where do you think they're getting to by the end of it? So,
who, Ferrari or McLaren?
McLaren. Sorry.
Me and you have been debating whether this will be a 4-digiter.
What, 1,000 points? If it was 25 or 24 races, it could have been.
I feel like that's not mathematically possible. What's 25 at 18?
No, so it'd be
30, 40.
So how many races left? Is it 11 or 10? I can't remember.
I don't know.
I think it's 11.
I need to figure out 25 at 18.
No, Sam. No, Sam. Do 43 times 11 or 10. I can't remember how many races.
Assume 10's 430.
So 430 plus 516 is 946. So, and there are a few sprints in there. So add like, what was it, 15 to that. So, and
there's definitely only 10 races left, right?
Yeah, I think so. I'll have a look. Hold on. This is quick maths from us. Wait. So Hungary. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4,
the funny
5,
thing as well
6,
is like,
7,
we don't edit
8,
these podcasts.
9, 10.
So this is live. This is.
I know there is. There's 11, Sam. So 11 times 43 quickly.
So they can, if they get a 1-2 every race with the sprints, they might.
If they get I mean, I don't think that's gonna happen. But if they finish every single race, also sprints as well, like they could do it actually if you think about it. But I don't think they're gonna. They've
got to get a 1-2 at every single race and sprint.
Plus. No, because I think sprints, because there's was there 3 sprints left, so that's 45. So 45 plus however much. I think it's not actually impossible.
Okay, I was all 4 wheels off the track.
Yeah, you were thinking you were being prime Verstappen, weren't you? And then you just weren't.
Yeah, I thought I'd done like a. I know he didn't turn in because he's got a wife and kids at home. I thought I'd done. You did ghost there as well.
I don't understand that because ghosting's off. I think it was just because connection, maybe.
The connection. But so I think in the wet races they ghost.
Yeah, because you sort of move about a bit, don't you? I was going to say this is quite a good race for us lot because I'm in a slower car, but Sam's in a faster car, but we're actually quite evenly matched. Like beforehand, I would be quite not calm, but I wouldn't be pushing every lap because I kind of had a little bit on you, if you know what I mean, like just skill wise. But in this car, which isn't that far away from the Ferrari, I think I'm quite close to you. What do you think?
What happens here? I'm like watching this race for a second time, and I've literally just crossed the finish.
I like watching it from your perspective, to be fair.
Yeah, that must be really weird for you.
Yeah, because it's like seeing me.
Because for me, like this is what I'm seeing.
Sorry,
when are you going to get an Elgato and get on it, Max?
Oh, it's definitely soon. Yeah, I can see everyone loves this content, don't they?
Yeah, 10 subscribers special. Max gets an Elgato. That means I'd actually have to edit as well. I'd actually have to chop and change between my.
Yeah, I think I'd rather hire a third person than do that.
Yeah, so he was speaking to Jos Verstappen, wasn't he? Yeah, I mean, I love Nico. Him poking the bear and stuff like that, doesn't he? I want to see him around more often. I want to see him around.
I think he's quite a good commentator, actually, like on the races, because I love people who have actually done it rather than just who are pundits.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Like I feel like a good mix is good. I'm a little bit opposite to you actually, Max. I want someone to come in who's like totally fresh to the sport, like a total just like has been watching the races as a fan. Because like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's like nepotism to get into the sport, but if you're a racing driver and you want to be a pundit, you've basically like, you know, you've got the in, you've just got to
Yeah, true. I mean, it's like,
and don't get me wrong, that's not me saying I want any of them to be replaced. I think the Sky Sports lineup is phenomenal. I genuinely think like we're at the peak of like the Sky Sports lineup. Maybe if Gunther could somehow worm his way in.
I like Damon Hill, to be fair. Obviously, he's gone now. I liked him when he was doing it.
Yeah. So where's he gone now?
No, he just gave up because he was like, oh, I'm just too old. Which is fair enough, do you know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah.
I saw him commentating with that other commentator, Henry, whatever his name is.
Herbert. Johnny Herbert?
No, not Johnny.
Johnny Henry.
The guy who does the YouTube videos. The guy on the
Will
YouTube
Buxton.
Videos, he's also on.
Will Buxton?
No. Who's the
Describe.
other commentators?
Describe. Like, what does he sound like?
You've got Crofty and you've got Brundle.
Yeah.
On Sky Sports, but whenever you watch the highlights on YouTube, there's another guy, a completely different guy.
What? Not Karoon?
Not Karoon, no.
Anti Davidson.
No, right. Hold on, you.
Do you mean Alex Jakes? Alex Jakes?
No.
Who are you thinking of? I don't know who you're thinking of. Who does the YouTube?
Yeah, he does the. He doesn't do the YouTube. Like, he doesn't just come on the YouTube. But like, Brundle and Crofty aren't on YouTube. They don't get their commentation. Doesn't get on YouTube. Yeah. It's the
F1 TV. So it's Alex Jakes and David Coulthard, right?
It might be Alex Jakes.
I swear you're thinking of Alex Jakes. He's quite good, to be fair.
I am definitely thinking of Alex Jakes. I don't know where I've got Harry from. I thought I saw a TikTok of it.
No, I don't know if you did.
Oh my god. Okay.
I think this shows how much the race was exciting us, by the way, because we're talking about F1 pundits.
We actually are just talking about nothing.
This could just be called the F1 Belgian race review, but then random F1 stuff alongside, because there's nothing to talk about really.
Max and Sam see if it's mathematically possible for Sam to get 1,000 points.
We
is
flex
Alex
our
Jakes?
maths knowledge. I was gonna say actually, what on the actual race, Sonoda got really unlucky because he started really well. He was 6th, I believe, on the grid. Do you remember?
Yeah.
And then
he just dropped.
The strategy was terrible. Yeah, and and I feel like that's frustrating because he actually had pace.
Also, everyone was like, "Oh, it's a conspiracy because Horner's left and now he's going fast." He just got the floor that he wrecked when he. Well, I can't remember when he wrecked it in what race off the top of my head, but he wrecked it in a race earlier and he's just got it back this weekend. So like.
Yeah, I feel like, and again,
bit of a funny coincidence, but
I sound like the kind of old, like unimpressed guy, but you see this all the time, like. Until you see a driver string like 4 race results in a row together and like they're all good, I wouldn't say he's turned his season around, because everyone can have the odd good race, if you know what I mean.
If he has a strong finish at the end of the season, it wouldn't do him any harm with what we were talking about last episode with him potentially being out of F1.
True. Do you think that F1 is one of the most long-winded in terms of form sports? Like, if you have you have to have 4 good races to then be on good form, if you know what I mean. Whereas like most like teams in like say football, you have to win 1 match and then you're on good form, if you know what I mean. Like, do you know what I mean? Or like 2 matches in a row.
I feel like with football you've got to win like 2 in a row at least.
Yeah, but I mean more for like in F1.
I get what you mean
race.
because for instance,
like say Norris wins
in
2,
football,
he won Austria and Great Britain, but everyone will think he's bad because he bottled this 1 race and finished 2nd. Like, you're only as good as like your last race, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like,
then you can only be as good as your last 4.
Yeah, exactly.
That doesn't make any sense. But Jesus Christ. But I feel like with football, right? Like, obviously, like if you do crap in training on the day, you're not going to be put into the starting 11. Right?
Yeah.
From what I understand on my limited knowledge of football, but with yeah, I guess with like with football as well, like you can just get subbed off. So like, if you're like subbed on for like 45 minutes and you've like had an absolutely brilliant half, everyone's like, oh, this wonder kid. But like, if, for instance, if like Norris was like a really good back end of the race and like caused some positions, everyone's gonna be like, oh, he was just lucky because he had a better time.
Yeah, and they'd be like, oh, you messed up the start, so you only got that because you got lucky. Like, it's really hard, I think, to be like represented, I think.
While we're filling in some time here, Max, do you think F1 fans have got a bit toxic recently? Because I do. I haven't seen everyone bicker and argue this much.
Oh yeah,
in a while.
For sure. Yeah.
Like, it's so toxic at the moment. I don't get it because for instance, whenever George Russell obviously won a race like way before Lando Norris, and I'd rub it in your face, but at the end of the day, like, over their career, Lando Norris has had a better career than George Russell. Right?
I think they're on a par personally, but yeah, I know what you mean, like results wise.
I think now they're like on a par. Like, depending how George finishes this season, like he's really brought it back. But you get what I mean, right? Like, you can even though
he's lost his seat. But,
yeah, I hope that. He's actually staying in Mercedes, I think. But it's him and Antonelli, I think.
Okay. Anyway, sorry. So you were saying about
but like, I feel like with me and you, like, we joke about it, and in our friendship group we joke about it, and like we take the mick out of Will because he's a Piastri fan, and we're like, why? Where has that come from?
Yeah.
But if we were having the same conversation online, I think it would be so brutal.
Oh yeah, people.
Someone would just call you like a fangirl straight away because you support Lando Norris. Apparently, everyone who supports Lando Norris is a fangirl.
Yeah.
I don't know what they call me for supporting George Russell, and then they call Will a
glory hunter.
Yeah, a little glory hunter or something. Yeah, everyone's just bickering about everything, man. Like, can we just take it down a peg? What do you think, Max?
I know. I just think sometimes when you see like, I know it's memes, so it isn't like the F1 journalist, but like, I see a lot of like overly harsh memes and drivers like having one mistake in a race. Like, I'm not even talking about like the front drivers, like someone like at the back who, like, I don't know, has a little spin in practice. They're like, oh, he's absolutely terrible today. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like he's just not needed. As
well, like, a great example is like Latifi and Sargent, right?
Mm.
Even though and Mazepin, they were all dreadful, right? We all knew they were dreadful. We all knew they were paid drivers. Or was Sargent a paid driver?
Yeah,
or was he just
he was just sort of there. Yeah, he was sort of the talent.
Yeah, he was just, American owners as well, whatever. But they were at least like, we never went, oh, get about the sport, he's horrendous. We were like, oh, this guy loves Nutella in his fridge, and this guy's doing Mazepin. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was always taken it was all taken in like good flavour. But if you put Mazepin in the sport today or Latifi in the sport today, it'd be carnage.
I think I think you agree. I think the level's gone up as well. So the bar, because also people think that you should jump in the sport and just perform straight away, which isn't how any sort of motorsport works. Do you know what I mean? Because
no, you've got to get used to a new car.
Because it's like I don't even think like I can even judge Colapinto that harshly, because the circumstances that he's in, like he is objectively the worst driver of the season, I think. Like I can like say that, right, Sam?
You can say that. You can say that.
But he hasn't driven that Alpine in testing, and he hasn't driven all the races. Like, even though he did like half a season for Williams, like I still don't know if I can judge him as a driver yet until the end of the season. Do you know what I mean? But
yeah, I get what you mean. Especially with like, I feel like the pressure isn't helping him. Also, like, I don't think Briatore is a good first boss. Yeah, Briatore isn't a good first boss to have.
No, you don't want him first. Yeah, you want someone like, I don't know, Alan Permain, who's the new, head of RB, or even what's his face? I've forgotten. What's his name?
Laura
Meckies. like I'd want him as like my first team principal. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't want Briatore.
Also,
yeah.
You might hate me for this, but I don't think I'd want Gunter as a first team principal as well.
No, I agree. I agree. Yeah, he's not the.
Do you know what I mean? I love him as a person, as a character, but like, imagine like just dealing with his outrages every single week.
I think low key,
it'd be great.
I think this might be controversial, but I think Gunter did more harm to Haas than good, in my opinion. Like, sure, we all memed about Fox smashed my door and all that, but he was there like a while, and they kind of went downhill over time.
It's because he did so well in his first two. Yeah, I think they were just waiting for him to bring it back to that level, and then it got to a point where they were like, yeah, he needs to go. Which, to be fair, even though at the time I was really upset that he was leaving, But, like, looking back on it now, it's because he was just a drive to survive warrior, wasn't he?
Yeah, everyone loved him for that. Like, I think Komatsu, by the way, is really good, actually. I really like the way he approaches, like...
Yeah. My favourite team principal is James Vowles.
Yeah, you said.
And I know, obviously, like, I'm a bit biased because Williams is my, like, constructor, but I love James Vowles. I just love James Vowles.
Yeah.
It's actually top 5 goats all the time.
Speaking of Williams, Albon, little cheeky P6.
Yeah, he's just one that goes. And in reality, should he swap with Antonelli? Yes, but will he swap with Antonelli? No.
Well, Sam, you're drinking that Twitter copium. What the hell? Albon should replace Antonelli. I don't even think that, and I think I'm a harsher rated.
You don't agree? You don't agree?
No, I think Antonelli still needs time. Like he has high highs. Like he got a podium. Like I think almost on merit, right? And he's up against arguably one of the toughest teammates in George Russell. And I think he has...
Please say that again.
Okay, I'll whisper it to you in your sleep next time. I was going to say, he has arguably the toughest job, and he has outperformed George in a few races, I think. Yes, he's been off the pace, but I feel like the worrying thing is that I haven't seen him display really good pace yet. Yeah.
Well, I was more thinking, right, is that not that there's less pressure at Williams, because obviously, actually, you could argue that there's a lot more pressure at Williams because they're actually on this upwards trajectory.
Yeah.
But I just feel like a top midfield car is better to have than a low high field car. High field, top end of the field, whatever.
Front runner, is it? Top field.
Yeah, a front runner there. Thank you. But in my head, right? Imagine if he like messes up quali in a Mercedes, right? He should be able to chop through the pack. But if he's not chopping through the pack, he's going to get hated on.
I see what you mean. Yeah.
But if he qualifies badly in a Williams and can't chop through the pack, he kind of has like a yes or no, and also, well, he can't get hated on as much. And also he'll just be able to like not push through, but I can't explain it. But I just feel like him being in that car, he'll be able to develop that car more. It's not a bad car; it's still the same engine. It's still a close relation. Whereas with Alex Albon, you know you're going to get a World Championship driver in that car. I still think Alex Albon, if he makes the right moves, or if Williams goes to be a front runner, I think he can still be a world champion. So it just in my mind, it makes a Russell Albon partnership makes more sense. And then just when either Russell or Albon's done, just get Antonelli in. Because Antonelli's got time.
I think
do you know what I mean?
Your thinking is kind of the benefit of hindsight. Hear me out, right? I think we didn't know before Albon went to get up against Sainz that he would be this good, did we, really? Because he'd been up against Latifi and Sargent, I believe, right? And Colapinto, who did quite well, I think, against Albon in like the sort of the grand scheme of things. And people were thinking, if Colapinto just jumped the car and beat him in like 3 races, like, is Albon even that good? Like, people were thinking that, weren't they? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. And I was thinking.
Yeah, exactly. You thinking that. So only with hindsight could you have said to put Albon in for this season. However, I do think.
No, I'm saying for next season. I'm saying for this season it should have been the same. But I'm saying next season, like, give Antonelli take a bit of pressure off him.
Mate, I think they should have had Russell Sainz this season and then Antonelli in the Williams. I don't know why they didn't do that. Do you remember Sam? We said this, didn't we? Why is Sainz not in the Mercedes?
What did we say, sorry? Why is Sainz?
Yeah, why is Sainz not in the Mercedes? Like, it should have been Russell Sainz and then Antonelli Albon. That would have been perfect. That would have been perfect, exactly. I don't know why they didn't do that.
I just don't get it, because even Verstappen was in the Toro Rosso. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Also, people forget they can do things like have a contract where it says it will start in 2026 or 2027. They don't have to have a contract that starts the year that you join F1. No. Do you know what I mean? Like, they can say we're going to sign you for Mercedes for 2026, but have that contract in 2025. Like, they can do that. Do you know what I mean? Like, it isn't like it's impossible.
Yeah, it's like it's. I guess Toto wanted to train him up for 26 races.
Yeah, I guess so.
And I kind of get that mentality.
But this was us
because Mercedes are the favourites for 22s.
This was us thinking that he'd be a Verstappen, but I'm not so sure if he is, actually. I know this is quite harsh because, like I said, you have to give him time, but
I don't know if he's a Verstappen.
No, because remember Toto was like, he is generational, and like, sure, he's really good, I think, but I don't know, like, he's probably the best performing rookie. Probably up there with Hadjar, I'd say.
Yeah, Hadjar's kind of fallen off a bit.
Yeah, I was going to say Lawson points as well this race.
Yeah, but also, like, I'm not a massive fan of Lawson. Not a massive fan. No, like, don't get me wrong. I'm a fan, but
personal slander, right?
Well, it just I keep on thinking back to Mexico last year when he stuck his middle finger out to Perez, and I was like, wow, you silly boy, you better deliver. And he came in and he got back-to-back P20s or P18s, whatever. It doesn't matter, it's still the same, innit? And then he stunk up the gaff, and I thought, that's a bit of karma, mate. Have fun.
Fair.
Do
So,
you know what I mean?
Parking your personal biases aside, who's the best performing rookie so far, would you say?
No, really, it's Antonelli.
It's Antonelli, but then it's Hadjar. I think Behrman's done all right, but he just has too many accidents.
Oh, actually, Behrman's had the last 4 races. He's got P11, hasn't he, or P10?
Oh, but the thing is, I feel like he could have got more.
I don't know about Belgian.
It's one of those ones where it's like, you did well, but you could have got like P8. Do you know what I mean? Like,
actually, you know, I'm gonna go. Antonelli, Behrman, Hadjar has done really well.
Yeah, you have to put Hadjar up there.
Okay, I'm gonna go. I don't know. They're actually all tired, in my opinion.
Bortoleto, I think.
I'm gonna have to judge at the end of the season.
As well. Oh. Yeah, that's true.
Oh, they have actually. This has probably been the strongest year for rookies in a while.
I think
they've all done really well.
I think it's easier to go worst to best. So I think Colapinto, Lawson probably on the whole. If you think about it in the round, then Bortoleto, then Behrman, then Hadjar, then Antonelli. I think that seems pretty fair.
Yeah, I think I'm actually gonna stick my guns and I'm gonna swap. I don't know. I'm actually going to keep it the same because don't get me wrong, I want to put Behrman above Hadjar, but I don't know if I can.
Oh, can I
put them joint second?
Yeah,
I'm putting Behrman and Hadjar on the same shoe rack.
Can I be a hypocrite and moan about something that I just said I don't like people doing?
Yeah, go on.
Why is Lewis Hamilton starting 17th and people saying it's a good drive if he drives to 7th? Why? Like I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. You know, for new car or whatever, but he is an 7-time world champion.
Yeah,
and he's getting knocked out.
Really, and he's in the second fastest car with not good.
Yeah, I think he was second fastest
where he has
car.
the most experience.
Yeah. But like you can
it's
say
phenomenal,
it's decent, but it's not a good drive. It's not a good drive, is it?
But if you told me a 7-time world champion is going to go from 17th to 7th in a wet race, I'd go.
Valid, yeah.
I'd go. What car is he driving? A Ferrari. Then I'd be like, well, that's why.
Yeah, it isn't like it's like.
But if you said to me that in 2021, in qualifying, a Williams is going to put it second, and I go, that's a lie, and then you showed me George Russell on the podium the day after, I'd be gobsmacked.
Oh mate, that's just George Russell glazing now. What is this?
Sorry, I had to bring that in. And well, that's all we have time for.
Yeah, should we quickly talk about our predictions for Hungary then? I almost
predictions. Yeah, sure. Let's do the predictions for Hungary. George Russell first.
No,
genuinely,
that's terrible knowledge. That is.
George Russell first. Lewis Hamilton second.
What is he saying?
No, I need to be serious here. We'll do. Go on, have you got yours?
Yeah, I think McLaren will be absolutely dominating here because they have just the best downforce and the best tyre wear. So, I actually think it will be another Piastri win. So Piastri, Norris, and Russell. So I think Russell's going to be up there, but he won't be obviously be able to beat McLaren. So I think Piastri, Norris, Russell. What do you think?
I think Russell, Norris, Piastri.
I want to see that race personally, if that ever happens.
Do you know why I'm here for it?
Why?
Because
is it wet? If it's wet, then maybe. But if it's not wet, then...
Well, George said something about they know they're going to look at what's wrong and come back stronger in Hungary or something.
Mate, they're talking like Ferrari, man.
So
they're going to be P5, P6, bro, on the grid.
and whatever George says goes, Max. You know how it is. Whatever George says goes in this house.
So yeah. Come on, no team say no. The only team that could say that, and I believe them, is probably McLaren. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, true. Sure. Yeah, I get what you mean. All right. Anyway, we better head off. Are we going to the gym today, Max?
Yes, we
Let
are.
listeners know. Are we actually?
Yeah, I believe we are.
Oh, happy days then.
Sweet.
All right. Well, we'll see you back in Hungary, which is next week, right?
Yeah, I'm hungry as well. So I'm gonna eat some dinner.
I'm hungry. Let's get some pre-gym snacks. Hit the gym. Have a great session.
All right.
Goodbye, guys.
Goodbye, guys.